Yes, guys, welcome back to the City Space channel. Today we have another tier list video for you guys. As we know, you guys enjoyed the last one so much. It's our best performing long form video, so we thought you'd bring you back with another one. Today is going to be ranking Man City's transfer targets ahead of next season, so the 23-24 season. We've got a couple down here that we've run through. You've got like some Messi, Kimmich, McAllister, Mitoma, Kovacic, Guardiola, etc, etc. We've got these tiers of here. We've got pay and don't speak, splash the cash, solid, meh, and bin tier. So without ado, let's get right into it. Straight up, Messi. With Messi, my opinion with Messi, right? I think he's the greatest footballer to ever live, but I don't know if he'd be a great signing for Man City because I know the wages would be massive. And I just don't see him playing at Man City every game, do you know what I mean? And for the wages he'd cost, it'd be a lot, man. I'd love to see him in a City shirt. I've always wanted to see him in a City shirt. I don't think it's a pay and don't speak signing. I'm going to put him in splash the cash. And I want to just preface this by saying, guys, in the comments, I want you to tell me what you think is wrong or right about this tier list, what you would do differently, who you would add to it if I'm missing a couple of targets that we're looking at. Please let me know in the comments, like and subscribe as well while you're down there, you might as well. But yeah, tell me what you would change, if there's anything you would change, and if there's nothing, just say spot on type of thing. Straight on to Joshua Kimmich. This, in my opinion, is a pay and don't speak. No other questions asked, really. It's Kimmich we're talking about here. This is one of the best defensive midfielders we've seen in years, man. He's incredible. He's so versatile. He's a Pep Guardiola player. Pep Guardiola literally made the guy who he is today, so there's no questions asked about would he fit into the Pep system. He was made by the Pep system. He's a right back and a defensive midfielder. There's absolutely no question whether he'd fit in the team. He's unbelievable, and he again would relieve some duties of Rodri, just like Messi would relieve KDB of some duties. Really, Messi would be relieving the attacking duties, kind of chance creation, so KDB could have a couple games off here and there, and Messi could step in. Kimmich could do the same for Rodri, which is big time needed because Rodri played upwards of 40 games this season almost. It's unbelievable for Rodri. It's just incredible the workload he's under. Next up, got Jude Bellingham. Now, as this one's kind of gone, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Like, he's an unbelievable player, right? But is he worth £130 million that they're quoting? I just don't see it. I see the potential. The potential's absolutely there, and he's an unbelievable player at the moment. But is he £130 million unbelievable? That's the thing. That's the question you got to ask. Yeah, I think he is. He is a pay and don't speak transfer. That's just not even a question, though, is it? Really, he's unbelievable, and there's no doubt that he'll become even better than he already is. So yeah, that's not really in question. Yeah, pay and don't speak for Jude. Next up, James Maddison. This would be a solid signing. I wouldn't, be over the moon with James Maddison coming to City, but I wouldn't be like, oh, James Maddison. It would be good. It's kind of like Messi in a way. He'd kind of be plonked into that Kevin De Bruyne role, kind of relieve him of some duties. He would help him out, kind of thing. I think it'd be a good signing for City. I don't know how much you'd get him for, especially if Leicester go down. You'd probably get him for a good deal. If you get him for a good deal, I think you take him. But I just don't. I don't personally see City going for him. If I'm honest, he kind of conflicts the team. Like, he would be fantastic in certain games. You look at the game against Fulham that we played a couple of weeks ago, or not the Everton game. What was the last one we played? Brighton. He'd be good there. The Chelsea game, he would have been sick. Kind of the recent games, it's just been a bit of a stalemate. Like someone like that, the games that Kevin De Bruyne hasn't played, where someone like a James Maddison could step in and play the balls forward that Kevin De Bruyne normally does, with not the same quality, but very, very high quality. I think he would be really, really good for that role. Someone that I think would be really sick in our midfield, and I'm going to put in the splash to cash, very top of splash to cash, is Alexis McAllister. What a player this guy is. He's unbelievable. I would almost honestly do that, if I'm honest. And I'll tell you why. Alexis Mac Allister is Premier League proven. He's closer to reaching his potential than Jude is. There's a lot less risk involved with Alexis Mac Allister. Jude, obviously, you look at the likes of Dortmund and those teams that get really good youngsters, they work them to death. Jude has knee strapping on at the age of 19. We're talking about, like, what is going on? Alexis Mac Allister's 24. His legs have been running like they're used to it. You know, he's Prem proven. He scores goals. He assists goals. He's a fantastic penalty taker. And he's a really good creator of chances. He's unbelievable. He's a really, really, really good player. And it looks like, you look at the game against Brighton the other night, Pep was in love with him after the match. Like, he's just an unbelievable player. And I think at all costs, if City could get Alexis Mac Allister, they have to get Alexis Mac Allister, man. He's an unbelievable player. Next up is Kaoru Mitoma. That's a mess signing for me. He's been in the Premier League, a season? And like, he was really good one season, but we've seen this before. He needs more time in the Premier League to really prove it to me. I know people are going to say Mac Allister's not really been in the Prem that long, but Mac Allister he's unbelievably good. He's probably the reason Brighton are in the Europa League. Take him out that side, and they're still very, very sick, but they're not as sick. Like, if you take Mac Allister out of that Brighton team, it's like taking KDB out of the City team. They're still very, very unbelievably good, but they just lack that cutting edge kind of thing. So Kaoru Mitoma is unbelievable dribbler and all that, but he just kind of doesn't really fit what City need at the moment. Jack Grealish is firing on all cylinders at the moment on that left-hand side. He's unbelievable for us at the moment. So I just don't see where Kaoru Mitoma would fit into the team. At the moment, this is like, if Jack Grealish falls off and we did get Mitoma, then we'd be laughing, but it'd be cash, man. They want cash for him as well. I didn't really bring that into consideration for all the other players other than Messi, but the cash required would be unbelievable for half of these. I'm thinking Mac Allister 80 mil, Kimmich would probably get for about 60 plus Cancelo maybe. Bellingham is 125 minimum. Maddison you probably get for 35, 40 if Leicester get relegated. Mitoma is going to be 65, 70 I reckon. It's cash, man. It's absolute cash, bro. It's just heavy. For that reason, Mitoma's going in the meh. Enciso, bin. Do not go for Enciso. Manchester City, please, whatever you do, don't get Enciso yet. Yet is a massive, massive part of this. He has got, 28 Premier League appearances or something like that? He scored like 4 goals, including an absolute worldie against City the other night. Fair play to him. What a goal that was. But, he's only started scoring last 3 months or so. He's not really been turned up the last 3 months. He's had barely any time in the Premier League, really. He's only really been coming off the bench before that. He's just not had the time to prove himself in the Premier League. I think come back at the end of next season, and if he's still been firing like he is, yeah, they're going to want more cash for him. They want an absolute cash for him. But I think if he keeps going the way he is in the next season, he could be like an up here kind of situation. But right now, he's not. He's absolutely not. That is a miss. You might be like, you might miss out on him and he goes and scores 20 goals next season. So what? You didn't take the risk required. That's the thing. Clubs like Brighton and stuff kind of can afford to spend and take the risk because they don't spend much. But then they have our pants down. You look at what happened to Chelsea with Cucurella. 60 million quid. One season in the Premier League, 60 million quid, and he's absolutely honked it up for Chelsea, man. Can't have that happening to City. Can't have that happening. For that reason, he's in bin. Gabri Veiga, sorry. Solid for me. Really, really good player in La Liga. Same reason the other ones. Not Prem proven, but really, really, really solid. Like, he's ahead of Mitoma and that because I think that he's better players than Mitoma and that. But again, he's not Prem proven like these two are. So if you go off that, you probably could knock him down. But he is unreal. La Liga Player of the Month multiple times this year, ahead of Benzema, Lewandowski, Frenkie, Modric, Vinicius, Rodrigo, etc., etc. He's unbelievable, really, what he's doing. He's an incredible player. He's very young and he's very cheap. They got like a £30 million release clause, wasn't he? Something like that. So I think £30 million, €30 million, sorry, so even less, what, like £25 million? That is something you probably could take a risk on. £25 million, whereas Brighton are going to want to have your pants down because you're City. Do you know what I mean? For Enciso, you're probably looking at upwards of £35 million. Whereas for Gabry Veiga, he's got a release clause. You know, City love release clauses. It's not that much cash, man. I would take the punt if I was City. I would take the punt. He looks like a really good midfield. He's pretty versatile as well. He can kind of do everything in the midfield. He's very fast. He's got great shooting ability. His passing is unbelievable, and he can dribble the ball really well. He's kind of like, in a way, he's not got Sterling's pace, but he's quick. He's got like a mix of Sterling's pace, you know, KDB's shooting and passing, and Bernardo's dribbling, all very, 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 very much watered down. But it's kind of inside him, and it's very, very nice to see. He's a very refreshing player to watch. He's a very exciting talent. I would take the punt if I was City, which is 25 million quid. You're not looking at upwards of 40 million quid for the likes of Enciso or Mitoma that aren't that are barely prem proven kind of thing. So I'd put him in solid for that. Next up, Mateo Kovacic. Top of solid for me. Good player, prem proven, won the Champions League multiple times. And if we don't win the Champions League this year, you have to buy him, because that means that we will win the Champions League because we have a Croatian. If we don't win the Champions League this year, the Croatian theory is true. We have to buy him if we don't. He's a good player. He'd fit well in our midfield, really. He's not going to be very expensive. He's a bit older. He's experienced. He knows how to play in the Premier League. He's been here for quite a few years now. He's been at Real Madrid, I think. He's been around the block. He's got like an unbelievable amount of caps for Croatia as well. So this one's kind of like speaks for itself in the way of transfer wise. Everyone knows what Kovacic is about. He's just a good player, really. For that reason I put him in solid. This one, pay and don't speak for Josko Gvardiol. Unbelievable player. Unbelievable defender. The only time I've seen him get pants down was against this Don here, Messi. Messi had his pants down in that one game at the World Cup, but other than that, this guy is a menace, man. He's incredible in the air. He's versatile. So he plays left back and centre back, which works for this City team. He'd be perfect in that left-sided centre back role. You know, you got Ake there playing now. That is Josko Gvardiol's position, man. That's where he plays. He's that guy there, man. I'm telling you. He's going to be expensive as anything, but he's him. If there is a defender other than Ruben Dias, John Stones, Akanji and Ake, that is him. It's him. He's unbelievable. His defending is incredible. He's fast. His aerial ability is a joke, man. It's an absolute joke, his aerial ability. I just don't see why City shouldn't go sign him. I've seen rumours saying that we're already in for him, which is unbelievable. He is bloody incredible, man. City, take the punt on him, take the punt on McAllister, take the punt on Kimmich, and take the punt on Gabry Veiga. That's what I want for City. My ideal transfer window would be Gabry Veiga and the three lads at the top of the tier. Why is Gabry Veiga in Solon not pay and don't speak? I don't really know. You know what? Screw it. We're putting him up here. Gabry Veiga, get in there, man. That's my ideal City transfer window for 2023-24 season. If you disagree, comment down below what you'd change. If you agree, comment that you agree. Like, subscribe, do all the shebang, share to all your City friends. You know what to do, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.